guys, so day 365. I thought I'd go for a maximal pull-up session tonight, which I did. I'll be straight up honest, I didn't hit 50, and reviewing the video itself, I could have done 50 without any issues. My problem was essentially the bars, they're metal, and I've got a coating of enamel paint on them, and because I've been doing pull-ups quite often every single day, essentially the paint's starting to come off, and when I utilise chalk, it increases my grip onto those bars. And when I'm talking about the bars, it increases grip on the paint itself, and it's starting to peel away. The pain wasn't because it was peeling, it's probably more so because it was metal, but the fact that the paint was peeling was, I guess it was getting into my head a little bit, and it was frustrating me and making me kind of lose my chain of focus, really. So I went from focusing to, do lots and lots of pull-ups and, aim for greater than 50 to, what am I going to do later on with these bars? How can I fix them? Do I need to sand them back down? Do I peel them off? Do I take them down tonight? Or, all that type of stuff. And I was getting a bit frustrated. So, and, my hands started hurting. Usually when I'm focused and, I'm zoned into my my goal, essentially, I don't think too much about anything else. But tonight, because I lost my focus, chain of thought, I started thinking about the discomfort in my fingers. I guess, 2 years ago when doing these types of pull-ups, I probably wouldn't have had hand and fingerness and hand and finger tenderness, and I'd be a bit more sort of in tune and, how can I say, seasoned, I guess, to do that type of brutality and, just roughness and the whole shebangers to my hands. I'd be doing a lot of ninja work, I'd be flying through the airs, catching grips and, potentially ripping my hands, but not ripping my hands because they'd be toughened up, essentially. It wouldn't be from having big calluses or whatever on my hands. It was just conditioning to my hands. I think that's a word, conditioning. I guess that brings us down to the pull-up itself and how I think my whole journey has gone throughout these whole 365 days. Let's just reflect back, I guess. So day one, I guess looking back, my range of motion was decent, but then I was only doing sort of, 1 to 10 reps each day, and I did that for roughly a week. From that point on, I decided thinking, 10 to 20, 30 reps isn't enough. Let's up it to 50 reps. And so that's what I kind of decided to do, and I amped it up to 50 reps. From there on, I started getting comfortable with doing 50 reps. And, I was doing 10, 15, 20 reps, maybe 20, but more so 10, 15, 5 reps at a time, and I'd spread it out throughout the day. And at that stage, I was probably working from home a fair bit, and then we went on annual leave, so I had a lot of time to play around and jump on a bar and do that till we went into the new year, essentially. I eventually from there on decided to think about how I can progress. So I started doing things like chin-ups. I decided that 50 wasn't enough, so each day I'd increase 1 rep, going upwards, obviously. So each day I'd go from 50 to 51, and the following day would be 52, and so forth, until I hit 100 reps. And then once I hit 100 reps per day, I don't know, I can't remember precisely if I continued with that for a week or so, and then backed it down, back down to 50 reps per day. I think it was a good idea to do the 100 reps per day, only for lead up to 100 reps per day and back down, because it was a different type of conditioning, and it was a gradual onset of conditioning, which I didn't actually mind too much at all. It's funny, looking back as well, I now know, this type of thing isn't a race. There's no point in racing for it. when you do these types of sort of journeys, I guess, and you try and race to your goal as fast and as hard as possible, it's when you're going to injure yourself. Not only will you injure yourself, you'll probably put yourself off and discouraged from continuing with your journey, because you'd be thinking, oh, this isn't the right thing to do. I've been doing pull-ups for 30 days. I've injured myself. This is the worst thing ever. Yes, correct. It probably is the worst thing ever in terms of injuring yourself and the journey. But what can you look at to improve and prevent those injuries? Were you doing you're supposed to do 50 pull-ups a day or whatever, and you're doing 15 at a time, and was doing 15 at a time, especially on your third or fourth set, too much for you? Were you having adequate break? Were you greasing the groove initially to really condition your body, or were you just trying to go hard as possible and really fatiguing yourself and burning yourself out, therefore putting yourself at risk of injury? That's one thing I really tried to avoid, was putting myself into the direction of injury. To be honest, doing these pull-ups themselves has drastically improved my shoulder strength, my shoulder mobility. I don't have any pain through my shoulders anymore, and I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't had any sort of AC tenderness for quite some time. It's very mildly tender, but that's always there. But if I do a lateral raise, no pain. Front raise, no pain. Full range up above my head, no pain. Shoulder press range of motion, no pain. So it's pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that's all I've got for day 365, to be honest. I think later on I'll talk a little bit more, and I'm not too sure where I'll go with my direction and what I want to talk about, but I'm going to throw in my little snippet of my video now, and you'll see what it's all about, and what I've done, and I'll voice over a little bit and share my thoughts as well. Anyways, peace guys, thanks for watching as well. Much respect to all those guys checking out my vid and following my journey for today. So I really want to thank you guys. Hopefully I get some traction, and this video sort of gets a bit more views, and my name gets out there a little bit more, but who knows. It'll be fun. That's I don't want to get famous or anything. I don't think I'm that type of person. I don't think I'm the famous type of persona. I don't speak well enough, I don't think. Visual presence probably isn't the best either. So it is what it is, and if I can get more views and followers, blah blah blah, it'll be kind of fun and exciting as well. So that's all guys. Peace and thank you. Alright guys, so day 365, how amazing, right? You'll notice what is exactly what I said in my introduction about how I appear to probably give up earlier than I should have, especially at the end of my pull-ups. But anyways, I guess finalizing is something I've said in my previous videos as well. Something that I've probably come to terms and learned about myself, and things that I've learnt from about this whole journey and this experiment itself is I am naughty and don't sleep when I probably should sleep. I sleep a lot later than I should. I don't obtain the number of hours of sleep that I should. My sleep hygiene isn't too bad. I've got a routine, but I need to kind of set it a bit earlier and get my routine started earlier, essentially as soon as the kids go to bed. Right now I'm actually doing some laundry, I'm folding some clothes up and stuff like that, because don't really have when I got home from work today, I'll put some stuff away, and then I was told we're having dinner at Mum's house, so then I didn't get to even put things away, and left for Mum's house. We stayed at Mum's house for a while until quite late-ish, and then came home roughly, got home about 10 o'clock, and that was quite late for the kids. We put the kids to bed put some things away and just chill out on the couch for a little bit. I think I fell asleep on the couch for like 10 minutes. So yeah, then I did my pull-ups, and I'm just editing and adding, this voiceover for the pull-up itself. So that's just one key thing that I've learned from this whole journey itself is get sleep earlier, start your routine earlier, avoid eating late at night as well, because that doesn't help your gut and like your fat, and as well as mental well-being and so forth. I notice when I don't have as much food in my gut, as long as I'm satisfied, I will go to sleep a bit easier as well, and I won't have any, it's not uncomfortable when I go to bed. And overall, I don't feel bloated and essentially yuck when I wake up as well. So eating or not eating roughly 2 hours before going to bed is super helpful. Another thing which I find and found amazing is no caffeine after 3 p.m. usually, so roughly 6 to 8 hours before going to bed, don't have any caffeine. And I've been finding my sleep deeper. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night to go to the toilet or anything anymore, whereas previously I was doing that quite often. I'm having a big drink of water before I go to bed, but I'm still not having to, on most nights I don't need to go to the toilet to pass urine, so that's kind of good. Oh. I guess another thing I should ask in queries whether or not I should start doing something else every single day, such as push-ups. I could do a weighted movement, but I don't go to the gym every single day, so that makes things a little bit harder. I've got a limited weight sort of set up and stuff like that, so I can't really do big lifts and so forth every day. As you can see on those bars just before, how the paint is shredding off. So yeah. Anyways, so I think I'll just continue doing my pull-ups every single day, because I think pull-ups are the bomb, and I still want to get a consistent 50. This might take me a year or 2 years or whatever to improve and enhance, but I'll get there, and I got this, change some things up, what I've learned over the past year, and let's get it. 2022, boom, 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 let's go.